Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Washington Senators and our tour through history. And I need to change my name. And there we go. No, the default time zone is Central Time because it's the best time zone. Thanks, mate. So, what do we have to do today? We are attempting to continue our rebuild and to make the Senators the greatest team we possibly can. To that end, last season we drafted two starting outfielders, Allie Clark and Larry Doby. We added that to Yogi Berra from the season before, and in just 3 seasons, we have gone from 63 and 91 to 78 and 76. Still 13 games out of first, so there's still plenty of work to do. But we've really done a great job of improving our lineup. And let's not forget our very first draft pick, Dave Ferris, who looks like he's a pretty clear ace. Now, we have a very strong top of the rotation in Bevins, Ferris, and Hutchison. But it does get a bit weak after that. And that's why I'm thinking a position player doesn't make as much sense this time around. I think what we really need is a quality pitcher. There's a couple other options that wouldn't be terrible, like upgrading at second base, perhaps. But I'm not too bothered by what we have now. Who's starting right fielder? Oh, Allie Clark, who's listed here as a left fielder. That makes perfect sense. Okay. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to find ourselves some either a really good pitcher or an outstanding second baseman and then go from there. A very under-the-radar type trade was acquiring Dizzy Dean. He's only a 2-pitch pitcher, but he is an excellent he's an excellent choice for the bullpen, and he still throws real hard. So I'm pretty happy that we have him to shore up our bullpen. We shall be choosing 8th. And if we quickly look at the draft pool and we sort by default, this is a pretty pitcher-heavy draft. I'm not going to lie to you, friends. It's a pretty pitcher-heavy draft. And that works in our favor because other teams still really need to add to their offensive repertoire. And although we got some great play last season, there's no reason to doubt that they can't get even better. Larry Doby had an outstanding season, mostly because of his incredible patience and his ability to hit home runs. Allie Clark was just about replacement level. We should and can expect more from him. And then we're still waiting for Yogi Berra to really take the leap and start dominating. And all those things can happen as soon as this season. We still have Frank McCormick, who we acquired by trade. But we will hopefully have a healthy Nick Etten to make that decision a bit more interesting. I like McCormick's ability to hit for contact, but what we really need is someone like Etten. We also have Harry Walker now. And he is the #1 reason that I'm expecting a much bigger season. We have one of the best leadoff guys in the sport of Major League Baseball playing in left field. Him operating at peak efficiency is just going to make the rest of us so much better from top to bottom. So I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing how things work out for us. Let's not ignore Cecil Travis, by the way, who turned in an excellent offensive season, just under league average, but adding some pretty darn fine shortstop play. So the reason I'm so enthusiastic about this coming season is that nobody looks like they're ready for a decline. I can't see any of the players that played well last season going, yeah, that's it. I'm never going to reach that level again. I mean, Cecil Travis hasn't hit over 290 since 1943. So maybe it's unfair to expect him to continue his offensive production. But he also had a pretty decent on-base percentage, and he played shortstop really well. I genuinely think the only place for Mosa's team to go is up. And I think another arm in the rotation helps get us there. Which is why I'm hoping one of these excellent pitchers falls to us. If they don't, then we're going to have a very interesting decision on our hands. Which is, what offensive component can we add to the team that actually makes us better without replacing somebody we don't care to lose? I mean, we could always try to hope for like a Roy Campanella and then shift Yogi Berra to first, but I really don't want to do that yet. We could pick Stan Lopata to play first, although I don't like his overall profile as much. I don't think he'll have a very successful Major League career. But what really matters here is that there's so many great starting pitchers, and there's no way that all of them, or even most of them, go before I pick. That's my thinking. I just don't see all of the great pitchers in this draft all getting picked in the first 7 picks. And if they do, then we take Richie Ashburn and figure out where else to put people. But I feel pretty confident that one or more of these excellent pitchers will fall to us. If we believe the mock draft, no pitcher goes in the first 7 picks. And if that's the case, it's Mike Garcia, who is by far the most Major League ready pitcher available. We also have some high upside guys like Kurt Simmons and Carl Erskine. Oisk. Oh yeah, I get it. I get jokes. Jokes are funny. We could, of course, select Ray Boone, the man who becomes a patriarch of Major League Baseball, because his son, Bob Boone, plays in the majors for Cincinnati as a catcher and later a manager, and then Bob soon, Brett Boone, is going to be playing second base for the Seattle Mariners in some timeline. But Ray's the one who gets all of it started. Let's go ahead and advance time a bit, and let's see what happens, shall we? Oh, do I have coaches that need to be signed? I do, but we've got some decent offers on offer. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, Jesus likes my contract. Keeping on. Alright. Walker and Swartz, I'm going to give you $1,200. Monty, I'm going to offer you $1,400. I'm going to start throwing around the money and convince you jerks to sign with me. Really? $1,400. Everyone gets a nice fat contract because I got money to burn. Well, we got Monty, and we're just waiting for Walker to... Oh, yeah, we're waiting for Walker to decide. Cecil Travis ended up getting himself a gold glove. Excellent news. I don't want you to go, but I don't know why they want you to be your hitting coach. I think this is just you wanting more money. Oh, if I don't promote you, I'm going to lose you. Like, I guess I kind of see it, but I think it's a mistake. I think pulling him and making him a hitting coach doesn't make sense. He's only average at teaching hitting. I think he'd be a very good bench coach. So that actually leads me to another question. Who's my current bench coach? It's Walter Larnigan. If I promote you to bench coach, will you stay? I'd have to fire Lonergan. I'm not opposed to that, but to be honest, he's already 65 years old. If he wants to move on, I'm not going to stop him. And we didn't get our hitting coach. That's fine. We'll take Ivy Griffin. Maybe not ultra exciting, but good enough. Really? Game? Silver Slugger for Fred Hutchinson, of all people. And literally no one else. Cool. That's neat. We now need a new third base coach. So let's start by promoting from within. Rip Jordan is an awful choice. He's a great pitching coach. And that's where I'm probably going to promote him to, but he's a terrible manager. What about Petey here? Nope, Petey's bad. Dot's not very good, and Monty. Monty would be a pretty good choice, actually. But I want to see who's available before I mess with any of that. So what are we bad at right now? I need someone who can teach base running. Okay. But who can also teach other places as well, obviously. Ed Monroe is a manager in... I actually like Tom Tucky better. I mean, he's our actual manager, though. I find it pretty incredible that he would want to be my third base coach. But we can try it. I mean, the worst he can do is tell us no. I don't get it. How are you still getting better deals? Who is offering you a better job? Not 13,000, 1,300. And Larry Doby won Rookie of the Year unanimously, but Allie Clark got more than a few votes, as in Spec Shea. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep fighting with you, dude. If you really don't want to be my hitting coach, that's fine. I can grab me an Arnold Hauser. Wow. So the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals is like, yeah, I'd much rather be your third base coach. Okay. I'm certainly not going to complain about that. We do have some chemistry issues, but as somebody mentioned, we may just need to spend some time letting people get used to each other, and then see what things look like down the line here. And there's a lot of turnover this year, which isn't really anybody's fault. Good. All right. Are we going to get anything in trade? I'm probably going to trade at least one player, but I want to wait and see what's available to us by the time. Offering me Pat Mullen for Dick Morney. It is a good deal, but I don't need yet another outfielder. We're not the Detroit Tigers. We're not going to try to play a season with 9 outfielders. So, like, objectively, it's a good trade in the sense that it makes our team better, but he's not a good fit. He'd be riding the bench, basically. And that's not really worth it to me. So I will thank the Reds for their interest in my team and then tell them politely to fuck off. Right. Let's look for the newbies. Who's real good like? This Taylor Douthat seems like a pretty great choice. Although in real life, I think it was kind of a flash in the pan. For whatever reason, he had a much more successful Major League career. So good work. Whereas poor Bill Dickey, who was a pretty clear Hall of Famer, and was in fact the mentor of Yogi Berra, is kind of crappy. Didn't have a real great career. Babe Herman, I think, is pretty high up there in homers. He's 10th all time. He has 2,700 hits. Yeah, I really see no reason not to elect him, really. He was a pretty great player. No relievers. Next, please. Red Crest, Dutch Leonard, yeah, I'll vote for him. He says, as he's pointing at Pat Malone, because I'm not going to vote for Dutch Leonard. I knew what I meant. I'm going to try for good old Rabbit. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think he's got a chance, but I'm going to try. Alex Metzler, meh. Rob Osborne, triple, meh. So that's it for the first timers. Now let's go back for the classics. I mean, Big Ed was only 6'1", 185 pounds. That's not that big for a Major League Baseball player, so I'm afraid I have to disqualify you for that. I believe in Max Bishop, even if nobody else does. I'm going to keep voting for him. Pete Donahue. Lou Fonseca is probably okay, I think he's one of those players that had a great offensive career and then pissed most of it away by being a god-awful defender. Yeah, he basically, his WAR is dropped by 6 wins because for some stupid reason the White Sox let him play second. I don't think he's got a case, in my opinion. Again, I wouldn't be sad if he made it. I just don't think he deserves it. I will toss a vote to Fats here. 5'10", 195 pounds. Not that fat. Hell, I'm 1 inch shorter than that and way fatter, so... Johnny Hodap, I'm good with that. I think he deserves it. Charlie Holliker, I just don't think he had much of a chance. There's a lot of players here who had pretty fantastic... how are you compared to the average second baseman in the Hall of Fame? You're pretty weak. But I don't think you make the Hall worse if we do put you in it. And your offense certainly deserves it. Okay, Tony Lazarus should not have been playing at second base at all. So I think that pushes him over the top for me. Knowing that his WAR is this damn good and he was an awful, awful defender, pushes him over the top for me. A bit like Rogers Hornsby, for instance. Let's go banana and vote for him. Oh, I didn't know this. Lefty O'Doul is the man who basically created Major League Baseball in Japan. I found out about it when reading an article by Jay Jaffe on Fangraphs the other day. I was like, damn, I didn't know that he did that. That's not going to make me vote for him in this game, but I kind of hope he gets in now in real life with the Veterans Committee. I'm good with this. I'm good with these 11 names. Let's go up to the draft. Now, let me be extremely clear. I think this game is full of it. And the fact that I am positive I will not have my choice of every starting pitcher. Someone is going to take a starting pitcher by the time... Oh, we're on OSA mode. 1 second. Default and Whitey. That's more like it. All players. But yeah, I have really... I'm pretty sure Boston takes Richie Ashburn. If we look at their team real fast, their center fielder is apparently trying to collect all the DiMaggios except for the good one. Well, the great one. I don't see them taking Ashburn. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they took Roy Campanella, which would be good, since the real-life Red Sox are the last team to integrate in Major League history. And no one cares about Sherm Lawler. But I don't know. I don't really know how this is going to break down, so I guess let's just auto-draft and see who's left. I was definitely right. It looks like Mike Garcia and Robin Roberts were both taken. Right before me, in point of fact. So the question then becomes, who do we pick? So there's really three choices here. And let's break down our three options. Option the first, Kurt Simmons. Kurt Simmons was a Hall of Famer in real life. And he's a really good pitcher. But this tells me he ain't ready for the majors. If his control improves significantly over the next season or two, awesome. But I'm not convinced that he will. I think it's going to take him some time. Carl Erskine. A bit more polished, but his ceiling is worse. The only thing he's got, it looks like he might be a better strikeout pitcher, but he does have a sidearm motion. I don't know how I feel about Carl. Then we have Bob Rush. Rush is probably the best pitcher right now, but again, he's a sidearmer. So that's not ideal. Lefty Chambers could be a good choice. He's already 25, though. Which means he's probably not going to put on the muscle to start throwing harder like his frame would suggest. Like, Kurt Simmons is the best pitcher. He is going to be the best pitcher. He's got the best combination of pitches. He's got the best stamina. He's great at holding hitters. But he's raw. In fact, Mr. Simmons might not even reach the majors while he's still on my team. But I don't know that convinces me that I should then take Lefty Chambers, who would be the other obvious choice in my opinion. Dick Colas, or Colas, cool dude. Don't want him. I don't need another outfielder. Charlie Silvera, cool dude. Don't need another catcher. George Shuba, cool dude. Don't need another outfielder. This is not a great draft for the positions I need, which is first base and second base. So, Kurt Simmons. I mean, Bob Rush is nice. I'm just not... Kurt Simmons will be as good as Bob Rush someday. But Bob Rush is Bob Rush right now. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced that Bob Rush is going to have the career that Kurt Simmons will. I'm just not. So I'm just going to draft Kurt Simmons, and we're going to hope for the best. I'll tell you what. You're going to leave Lefty Chambers on the table for me. I will draft Lefty Chambers. Very, very pleased. And this gives me the best of both worlds, right? I can let Kurt Simmons grow in the minors while still upgrading the rotation for this season. Meh. I mean, I guess adding another second baseman isn't an awful idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Let's see if we can't find a secret megastar with the bat. Okay, Johnny Blatnick is a better hitter than he looks because of this. Never underestimate the power of gap power. I think I will draft him. And auto draft, and then default. Meh. Jackie Mayo. Meh. Mayo's disgusting. I'm sorry. I know that might be controversial, but it's not controversial because I'm right. Let's take good old Bubba. Who can resist a man named Bubba, I ask you? Jay Defani is a terrible hitter, but he's not bad at second base. Yeah, and then I really don't care which of these last few that I end up with. So Curtis going to AAA. I am not, or the minors, wherever the game puts him. I am not sending him to the majors. I don't care how desperate we are. I'm not doing it. Lefty Chambers has a pretty solid chance of making the majors out of spring training. Especially because he doesn't have the same walk problems that Shea and Rashi have. So, the next question is, do we trade anybody? And the answer is yes. We try to trade Chico Hernandez and see if we can convince somebody to take him off our hands. What kind of deal can I make for a catcher that's not very good? I could bring back Phil Weintraub or another 5 million-year-old first baseman. Yeah, it ain't happening. That's fine. Okay. Who do we trade? Otis Hockett, you're literally only here for some reason that I don't recall. Bud Metheny is going back to the majors. Easy choice. Yeah, I'm looking at this roster and I don't see who... I don't necessarily see an obvious choice that says, ooh, trade me right now. I don't need two first basemen that are in their mid to late 30s, that's for sure. But the problem is Nick Etten keeps missing significant time, which hurts his viability to me. But there's no question that he's the better hitter between McCormick and Etten. Etten is king. Etten's the better player. But that said, I don't need both of them. I mean, unless I just want the oldest ever first base platoon, I guess that's reasonable. But then I might as well just play McCormick. I really don't know what to do with Etten. He's not staying healthy. I mean, when he is healthy, he's incredible. Because the man gets on base at a frightening clip. But he hasn't stayed healthy. He's given us right around 100 games every season. I don't know how we fix that. I don't know if we do platoon them just to try to keep both of them happy. I don't know if I pick one and trade them. I don't know if I just start McCormick. Like, we're basically asking ourselves what's more important, the ability to hit doubles and a better average, or the ability to draw scads of walks and get on base at a really high clip. Last season, our on-base percentage was only 6th. So this is definitely an area we could improve on, and Nick Etten does make us better at that. I suppose we can keep them both and see what happens through spring training. But I'm just not entirely sure. Benny McCoy was really bad last year. I don't know why, though. Curious. We have a bunch, like a plethora of suboptimal second base choices. I don't really have a good answer among any of them. Like Benny McCoy is the least bad option, but none of them are great. None of them are great. We could check the Rule 5 draft. Maybe there'll be an excellent player that's going to slip through. Steve Messner. Nope. It's not Bullet Page. Oh, Fireman Page. Yeah. You're the one who pitched for the Yankees, right? Yeah, he was part of those great 40s Yankees team that won a bunch of World Series. Oh, this guy's name was Paul Mastodon, and it's not, and that just makes me disappointed now. You're dead to me. Damn, Tigers, you must have been desperate. Or just stupid. Let's not mince words, shall we? Everybody signs. Baby, I forgot to vote for Ray Schalk. Okay, I'm going to feel like crap if he doesn't make it into the Hall of Fame now because I forgot to vote for him. That was genuinely an oversight. Genuinely an oversight. Oh, well. You keep giving me more money. I can only spend so much money. Boy, I wish I had actual free agency at this point, but we're still more than 20 years away, unfortunately. It is what it is. My draft budget is now $100,000. And we're still going to make a ridiculous profit. It's an embarrassment of riches. Let's go to the spring training start. Alright, spring training. Big Lefty, you're in the major. You're on the roster. A Big Kurt, stop fucking pretending to be a reliever. You're a starter. Bill, I don't need you. Oh dear, Howie Fox, what happened to you? Oh, game. Why do you do this to me? I know it is my fault, but... Okay. I don't really feel that any of these players needs to be on the spring training roster. Go ahead and do your thing. Now, I will say that winning a pennant is going to be extremely difficult. And that's because there's only one every season. I'd feel better about our chances. God damn it, Cecil. Well, you should actually be healthy before the season starts or close to it, so I guess it's not the end of the world. So you're basically giving me an interesting left-handed reliever for my interesting right-handed reliever. You know what? Done. I might have been able to get more out of that, but that's a kind of deal that I just don't think matters very much. If I'm being honest. Well, that's a bullshit move. What kind of absolute jackass breaks his fucking finger in spring training? And by the way, I'm not calling him the jackass. I'm calling the person that broke his finger the jackass. I mean, maybe he got his hand stepped on when he was, like, reaching out for a ball or something, but that's still kind of bullshit, if you ask me. Dane Clay, welcome to center field because someone has to play there. I guess. I have 14 pitchers. Let's get rid of 2 of them. Fox to the minors. And Singleton to the minors. 12 is still too many. Vic Rashi to the minors, I think. Cool. Pitching wise. Dave Ferris. Bill Bevins. Fred Hutchinson. Lefty Chambers. Inspection. My big reliever is actually going to be Dizzy Dean, and I'm going to make him a stopper. We're gonna work his arm, my friends. Rely on that. Strinkovich, I guess, gets to be emergency starter, long reliever. Everyone else does middle relief. What does that bring our final total to? 26. One position player's got to go. It's probably Ellis Clary. In all honesty. Like, he's not as good at third as Floyd Baker here. So, yeah, Clary, you can go to the minors. Alright, lineup time. Yes, thank you for sharing me their pitching ratings. That's definitely what I wanted. Okay. Harry Walker leads off. I could also make an argument he should hit third. Maybe he should hit third. No, because I'd rather have the extra power a bit lower in the lineup. I think Nap Reyes did okay hitting out of the 2-hole last season. I'm going to put him there again. Our third hitter. I want Yogi hitting cleanup. And then I want him being protected by Allie Clark. And Dan Clay is going to bat 8th. We're going to go with Benny McCoy hitting 6th. And Cecil Travis hitting 7th. I'm going to switch those two, sorry. So the real question becomes, which first baseman do we start? And here's the thing. I know that Frank McCormick is the better contact hitter. But Etten is both a much better power hitter and an infinitely better on-base man. So I think versus righties at least, Etten plays against right-handed pitching. McCormick's going to back up at first. Matheny's going to get to cover the corners. I mean, we're going to make him play in center because he's got to play somewhere. Al Lopez at catcher. I'm going to go ahead and give McCormick a start a week, even against right-handed pitching, for a very important reason, which is that I want to try to keep Etten healthy. And Lilliard and Cross. Pinch hitter, number 1 pinch hitter, Frank McCormick. Then Matheny. Base running is going to be McCormick. Yeah, I guess, because everyone else is just even worse than he is at it. And then we're just going to swap them like that. Okay, let us go ahead and get started with the games then. Okay, off we go. Damn. So check this out, right? In the first... Okay, how many games have we played? 10 games, right? In the first 10 games, we've been shut out twice, and we've shut people out twice. That's pretty crazy. For an all-or-nothing team, it would seem. Oh, snap, Kurt. Look at your freaking control improving like overnight. Damn, son. Yeah, kid, if you can make another leap next month, you're probably going to get promoted whether I want to or not. Especially if Spec Shay is struggling, which he clearly is. Okay. What's going on here? Harry the Hat is just not hitting. I'm going to chalk that up to, you know... Slow start to the season. He's going to be fine. Reyes and Etten look great. Yogi Berra looks good. Ali Clark's hitting well. And the rest lineup isn't hitting great. I expect more out of Travis. I don't really expect more out of the others. It's only 1 month into the season. I'm not going to make any giant changes here. Dizzy Dean will be fine, I think. I think he just needs a bit more time. Get acclimated. We really miss Larry Doby, I think. I think Doby would make the entire lineup 1,000 times better. But to be frank, I am more than willing to just let things play out a bit longer and see how they turn out. Let's go another month. Well, thus ends the Dizzy Dean as reliever experiment. I'm going to go ahead and call up Vic Rashi because I can do this and this with him. Arnold Carter, you can be the new closer, and you can do long relief, middle relief. Sounds good. Damn, Yogi. Good work. Okay, we get Doby back, which is truly outstanding. We do need to make room for him. Is the issue. I don't really want to lose any of these outfielders, so I think it means an infielder's got to go. Goodbye, Bill Lilliard. I'm going to try to trade you for a prospect or a regular, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get anything good. I didn't. I mean, I got a future Hall of Fame level manager closer than Dave Murtaugh. Or not Dave Murtaugh, sorry, Danny Murtaugh. But, oh well. Goodbye, Bill. And now I can have the Dobes back. I know, no one ever called Larry Doby the Dobes, but I'm trying to make it a thing. Don't harass me. Doby, my man. What position, where do I want you to hit in the lineup? I think 5th is great for right now. I don't really think I need to bump you down any farther than that. Okay. Jeff Cross, you're going to be playing shortstop, and the off chance we do need a backup there. And then we're going to continue the season. Okay. Kurt actually got a tiny bit worse, but got better at control, which is great. So, how bad is Spec Shea? Spec Shea is pretty terrible. He's durable, but he walks absolutely everybody. Reason to keep Spec Shea. He's 27. Reason not to keep Spec Shea. Literally everything else. Yeah, I'm not gonna let this drag out any longer. I mean, the kid's been utterly annihilating the minors. He deserves to be promoted. There's just no real question about it. Well, I refuse to keep you, so go away. Yeah, I keep forgetting to fix the stolen bases, and to be quite honest, it never will be fixed. Because I just really can't be bothered. Alright. American League. Ferris and Chambers both have earned themselves a spot. Yogi Berra starting behind the plate. Cecil Travis starting at shortstop. That's quite tasty. I like it. Um, there's still a ton of staff cohesion problems. I really need somebody either personable or easygoing to fix that. I'm not going to bring back Bill Thornton. I know that for a fact. I'm going to let him walk. Hey, there you go, Harry. That's the Harry the Hat we all know and love. Now, do way more of that. Please. Please. Our first base coach might leave. I'm pretty happy with him. I don't really see a reason to let him go. All the minor league coaches get re-signed. That's the kind of guy I am. There we go. Let's go ahead and sim up to July. Well, that sucked. Johnny Blatnick, you get called up because I just literally need someone to stand around in the outfield. But you're not going to be the starter. Bud Metheny. No, Bud Metheny is too bad a too bad an outfielder. Really, game? I'm going to trade Bud Metheny. I'm going to try to see if I can't grab me a good but really expensive player. I see Archie Vaughn's name. No, Roy Vaughn. That's the name that I saw. Okay. I'm going to take Augie Bergamo. I'm just going to stop. I'm not even going to think about it. Because he just instantly slides in two important roles. We get a new left fielder, and we get a guy who gets on base. And that's what you want from him. Johnny, you can back up in the corners. Clay in center. Back up in the corners. And cover center. Okay. Friends, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the season when I was drafting, oh yeah, Lefty Chambers isn't just going to be great, he's going to be your best pitcher, I would have been very confused. Not that Dave Ferris is chopped liver, by any stretch of the imagination. And we got a real good rotation, y'all. Kurt Simmons needs some work. His walk rate is definitely problematic. But the man's only had 6 starts. So we need to give him a little bit of leeway. Please don't pitch 150 pitches in one game. How? Why were you still in? Like, seriously. Why were you still in either of these games? Why were you not being pulled out? There we go. Let's get a bit of a quicker hook. Alright, my friends. What do we want to accomplish here? The other thing that makes me a bit more optimistic about Kurt Simmons is this number here. I know his control isn't great, but it's not that bad. I think we just need to give the lad some time to work out his shit, and then he'll end up being fine. Okay. Frank McCormick is just bad now. There's really not much point to keeping him when I could just start Etten instead. George Houseman, meh. Adding a starter isn't the worst idea. Because I'm not really seeing any other position that I can make a significant upgrade at. You're not a starter, you're a reliever. I'll just keep him from now. He's not hurting much. That's a setback for Harry Walker. Anybody else we'd want to upgrade with at this point? I mean, I really don't think so. A fifth starter, maybe? But I kind of don't want to take this kid that just had an amazing rookie season and send him right back to the minors. Just because he's struggling with walks. Which, it definitely looks like he shouldn't be. I'm kind of inclined to give Mr. Simmons here a bit more rope. That being said, there is a very real chance that we actually have a genuine chance of the pennant this year. Like, it is a thing that could happen. And if a fifth starter is the difference between me winning or losing, Also, shout out for Yogi fucking Berra taking over. Just being like, yeah, I'm the best. What of it? Larry Doby returns from injury, actually plays even better. Allie Clark is hitting almost 300 and drawing walks. Arju Bergamo is the quintessential leadoff guy. Nap Reyes continues to be Nap Reyes. Yeah, I don't really see any specific move I can do other than maybe getting Harry Walker back healthy. That could be a big deal. And then we can just make Bergamo like the super utility guy, maybe? I don't know. But we'll see what happens. We can't do anything until Harry the Hat is healthy. In about no days, huh? Oh, damn. He's pitching really well for you, actually. Good for him. Dizzy. I'm just gonna trade you. Oh, I can't. That's right. I'm just gonna release you. I'm sorry, dude, but you lost a lot off your fastball. Really, Harry? You're supposed to be fucking durable. It says it right there, and yet you keep getting setbacks. What is your deal, dude? Well, let's see if bringing back Harry the Hat wakes anything up for the team. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think we're going to have a great season, but I don't think we can catch the Yankees or Cleveland for that matter. Great. Kurt Simmons' control just vanished. Well, I guess I should have been expecting that. I guess Howie Fox? Like, Howie Fox at least kind of throws strikes sometimes? I probably called up Simmons too early, but it's not going to matter anyway, because we're not going to win the pennant. And look, he goes back to the minors and throws a freaking no-hitter. Yeah, I just think Kurt needs some time to reflect and get better. So let's have a chat, right? What went well besides, obviously, Yogi Berra obliterating everything? I got a feeling that our good pal Yogi has got a real good chance of getting some MVP consideration this year. I'm really happy with him. Cecil Travis wasn't as good as he was last year, but was still pretty decent. Larry Doby just got better at everything. That's scary. That is really scary. That he just got plain better. If we get him healthy, ooh. Clark definitely had a much better rookie campaign. A little bit less power, but a whole lot more patience is a trade-off I will happily make. Nick Gatton was more healthy than he's been in a while and basically gave us another 1947. I'm fine with that. I do think he will limit the upper echelon that we can reach, but I'm still fine with this. Harry the Hat was good when he played. We got a great contribution from Bergamo. My backups are trash. But at the end of the day, players all played relatively well. Pitching, Lefty Chambers. I sure didn't expect this when I drafted you. We had one of the best 1-4 rotations in the majors. I feel pretty confident in saying that. I don't think there's any way Lefty Chambers isn't Rookie of the Year. Have I won the Rookie of the Year like every year that I've been with the Senators? I sure have. 3 years in a row I've had Rookie of the Year, and I bet it's about to hit 4. That's a pretty crazy, that's a pretty crazy development system. Like when the Dodgers got like 5 in a row in the 60s. No, that's in the 90s. What am I talking about? Like with Eric Karros and some folks like that. Our team was really fucking good, and we showed that in our record. We won 87 games. And friends, it's been a long-ass time since I've won that many games in a season. Going back to my last year with the Cardinals, 1932 is the last season that I won more than 87 games. And before that, 1929. It's been a while, in other words. Not like no one's asking any questions about how I've been managing for almost 70 years, but Connie Mack was a manager for a long time, too. Then again, he also owned the team, so he can do whatever he wants. Let's go and see who wins the World Series. It's the Yankees. Gross. Not Clem Clemens and Dots Miller. You jerks. Monty, you get promoted. So does Arnold Hauser. I wanted to get me a couple new coaches next time round. And one more day, please and thank you. Oh, my bench coach retired. Really? You're giving me 1-year deals? Why? Like, I'm grateful for the money, but I don't really see why I'm constantly being bumped aside. Very curious. Rip Jordan would be a great pitching coach. I don't see him being much better than that. I'm going to make Tom Tuckey here our new bench coach. That way we're just looking for a new third baseman. So remember, we need somebody personable as the assistant GM. Here we go. Personality, personable. Gene Steinbrenner, welcome to the Washington Senators. I also ideally want somebody personable for our third base coach role. For you, I don't really care. I just want the best manager. Hey, Sam, come join the Thunderdogs. Max Rosenfeld, come join us. Be a Thunderdog. You know you want to. Yeah, I'm very pleased how the season turned out. Very pleased. I still think there's at least one more, maybe not a whole other gear, but there's definitely another half gear. I don't know. Maybe. I really think we're close. And I really think we only finished 7 games out, friends. I really think it is possible for us to win a pennant in the next couple of seasons. We're going to need to see what happens with Kurt Simmons. If his control doesn't recover, we may have to make him wait even longer. But I still think there's another gear here. Because Nat Brace is declining. Or at least not hitting his very best. Let's put it that way. Benny McCoy had a really good season. Like, a really good season. Which is a lovely touch that I expect to never be repeated. I just feel like guys like Doby being healthy and Clark pushing it another gear, that there's still more to discover with this franchise. A whole year of Harry the Hat. All these things can fit together and give us a pennant winner. I don't know when it's going to happen, and I sure want some more reinforcements if we can find them. But I really think this club can win a pennant. And we could make a big sweep at the awards this offseason. I'm going to be curious to see what happens. Because I could easily see, like, Chambers is winning Rookie of the Year. I'll real quick. Qualified rookies. Yeah, Vic Wertz was the best hitter. If we switch to pitchers. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Mike Garcia had an insane year. The Big Bear might actually claim Rookie of the Year, and justifiably so. Justifiably so. This creates a very interesting scenario. No, Max Lanier is gonna win Cy Young, I bet. And yeah, Jimmy Fox. Jimmy fucking Fox. I can't compete with that. He's gonna get MVP. But I still think we're gonna have a really good showing. I think the vote's gonna be close between Chambers and Garcia, but I do think Garcia will win that out. But yeah, we're a top team. And as many things as went perfectly right, a lot of things just didn't go wrong. A lot of things still look like there's a bit more room to grow. So I'm going to be excited to see how that works out for us next season. Until then, though, thank you for watching. This has been Guardian, and I bid you good day.